Now is the time to be wise with spending in the challenging days of the pandemic. Amanda Hardy is here with today's Money Wise advice. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning.
Well, we're talking about kind of hindsight is 2020, looking back through these incredible, challenging months. What are some of the things we have learned?
Well, that things can change in a minute. We may think that we are good when it comes to having our pot of money or being able to save money, and we know that people can lose their jobs. You can cut back on your time that you're working, and so funds can be limited, even down to our necessities of needing toilet paper to paper towels. We know that they can be gone as well. So being prepared for these things, Angie, is really important. And we are celebrating our 10-year anniversary of Money Wise, where we have been giving out financial information for the Money Wise program now for 10 years. So we know that it is important to do these things. First of all, establish an emergency fund. We never know what's going to happen, and 2020 shows us that things can change in a minute. And just making sure that you're practicing good financial well-being, meaning that you are saving that pot of money for, any kind of emergency fund, paying down those debts. A lot of times we think that if we're making more money, then we can get another debt, take out something else. But as we know, things can change in that aspect as well. So making sure that you're not taking out more debt than you can actually, bite off, and that you are trying to pay off some of that debt when you can, instead of creating new debt.
Well, how do you help people who maybe didn't have this modeled for them about careful spending, about saving, and it's a habit we're talking about here, Amanda? How do you help people start a good habit when it comes to money?
Absolutely. It is a habit. You're correct. One of the biggest things that people don't do is they don't account for the money that they receive per month. So they're not writing it down. They're not budgeting. They're just spending. And one way of doing that is they're using their debit card or they're using their credit cards and they're overspending. So actually sitting down with the amount of money that you're going to receive a month and putting that on pen and paper, and then dividing that out among your bills, among your food, and then any extras that you're going to have. So it might mean that you have to cut back on eating out. You might have to cut back on some grocery shopping. You may not get the exact things that you want every month, but actually sitting down with pen and paper and figuring out where you are and then actually putting that debt on paper will help as well. And then you can work towards paying that off. But until you do that, until you know exactly what you've got, you could overspend. It's easy. It's easy to do.
And we all are guilty of it. So may this new year bring us money wisdom. Thank you, Amanda. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more local lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.